Now that our prep is done, we finally come to the moment we've all been waiting for, application. Before we apply the stain, let's talk a little bit about what it is. Solid color stain. It's comprised of 4 parts. Part 1 and Part 2, water-based epoxy. So these two will get mixed together in our 5-gallon bucket. Part 3, liquid color. This is what gives us our color that we're looking for. In this particular case, it's sand. We're going to turn this red into a nice light brown final color. In Part 4, this is our white granulated pigment. This gives us opacity or hide. Leave this out and the stain becomes translucent. But in this case, we definitely want it in there because we want it to be opaque and to hide all of the discoloration to give us a nice uniform color. So let's mix it all together and see what it looks like. And oh yeah, the most important part, the instruction sheet. Always recommend reading these before you begin mixing. Most solid color stains are multi-part systems. In this case, we're going to be using a 4-part system. Part 1 and Part 2 are water-based epoxies. So the way you get started is you take Part 1 and you pour it into your mixing container. In our case, it's a 5-gallon bucket. Once Part 1 is in the bucket, you follow up and you put Part 2 in. After Part 1 and 2 are in the bucket, then you move to the liquid colorant, which is Part 3. It's important to shake that container fully before application. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take that and we're going to fill it with water 4 times and pour it in as well. The last part to go in is going to be Part 4. That's our white opaque pigment. You put that container or the entire contents of that container in the mix, and then we're actually going to take a mechanical mixing blade on a drill or some kind of other mixer, and we're going to swirl it all together till we get a nice homogeneous mix. As you can see, the application is nothing more than dipping a broom and applying it with that broom. The type of broom is important. You want it to be a tufted end nylon broom. It needs to be a soft broom like you use to wash your car. That's important so we don't create any streaks. The other thing that's really critical during application is you've got someone who's putting the initial material down, as you can see with the small broom, we call the slop broom. And then the second, or re-broom, is that larger broom. Same type of broom, but what I'm doing is doing the re-brooming, which basically makes sure that there are no broom marks, and I'm getting rid of any puddles and just making sure that the application is nice and uniform. This is a 2 application process. So the first coat goes down, fills those pores. It's the second coat that gives us nice uniformity and opacity. In this case, green was picked to do the highlights and the inside of the pool bowl here. We're going to finish up with the second coat, and at that point we'll let it cure, and then it'll be ready to go in 12 to 24 hours. Once we've got the second coat down, we have about a 3 to 5 hour cure window, of which we don't want it to get wet or rain, and we want nobody to be walking on the surface. After that, light traffic is okay. Then we've got a 12 to 24 hour cure window before we want to open it up for full traffic. At 5 to 7 days after application, it's good to go, and you can drive on it and park on it if it happens to be a driveway. The decision then comes, do you want to seal it or not? This product has a sealer built into it, but if you so desire, you could put a clear coat sealer on top of it. If you do that, then that clear coat sealer becomes your maintenance. If you leave it unsealed, like they're going to do here for the skate park, that makes it easy to come back and maintain the surface with the same colored stain. That's great in this situation if you get graffiti or track marks from a roller skateboard or something like that. It's very easy to maintain for years into the future. Time out. So far the focus has been applying solid color stain to a colored concrete surface. I want to make the point that it works just as well on a gray surface. If your gray concrete is structurally sound, in good condition, whether it's a driveway, a walkway, a garage floor, solid color stain works really well on that. It's an inexpensive and easy way to turn gray concrete into a colored surface. Yesterday we showed up here at the Pueblo skate park. Concrete was 10 years old, was worn and faded. Within 48 hours, we've applied a concrete stain and it looks phenomenal. We used a power washer to prep the surface, treated some spot areas, and broomed down the 2 colors of new stain. We have a sand color and a green highlighting color. It looks phenomenal. We've got a skate park that looks brand new again. For more information about the products and processes that were used, you can go to www.concretenetwork.com. So remember, for all your decorative concrete problems, you've got Sullivan in your corner.